Interesting facts about famous people.
Sam Peckinpah's 10 Best Films. Director Sam Peckinpah is a name that evokes images of bloody action-packed westerns. One could say his trademark. Today we will take a look at Peckinpah's highest-rated movies on IMDB. A few you will know, some will surprise. Not all westerns, but all great. If you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Let's get into it. Convoy, 1978. Truckers form a mile-long convoy in support of a trucker's vendetta with an abusive sheriff, based on the country song of the same title by C.W. McCall. Director Sam Peckinpah allowed actor and longtime associate James Coburn to work on the movie as a second unit director to get his DGA card. Rumour has it that Coburn actually directed some scenes when Peckinpah was unwell. The film was a hit in the Soviet Union, showing a working-class rebellion against a corrupt government. Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast: Chris Christopherson, Ali McGraw, Ernest Borgnine, Burt Young.
Besides that, you gotta catch us first, right?
10 years. I figure 10 years with a little time off for good behavior.
This is Lyle Wallace, in the Tosha County Sheriff's Office. Need assistance.
Major Dundee, 1965. In 1864, due to frequent Apache raids from Mexico into the US, a Union officer decided to illegally cross the border and destroy the Apache, using a mixed army of Union troops, Confederate POWs, civilian mercenaries, and scouts. Charlton Heston famously did not get along with Richard Harris, who frequently stayed up drinking into the early hours and was often late on set. Lee Marvin was Sam Peckinpah's initial choice for the role of Samuel Potts, but he wanted too much money. Marvin's agent suggested James Coburn for the part, and he ultimately got the role. During filming, Sam Peckinpah was so obnoxious and abusive towards his actors that Charlton Heston actually threatened the director with a saber. Heston later remarked that this was the only time he ever threatened anybody on a movie set. Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast: Charlton Heston, Richard Harris, Jim Hutton, James Coburn.
Sir?
Play us a tune, son.
Yes, sir.
Forward!
Junior Bonner, 1972. Ace Bonner returns to Arizona several years after he abandoned his family. Junior Bonner is a wild young man. Amidst the typical rodeo championship, family drama erupts. Ida Lupino hired Sam Peckinpah to work on her series Mr. Adams and Eve, 1957. After she found him living in a shack behind her property, he paid her back by casting her in this film some years later. The yellow dog you see in the movie is the grandson to Spike, the dog from the movie Old Yeller, 1957. Joe Don Baker and Sam Peckinpah reportedly did not get along whilst filming. Baker had this to say on Peckinpah: "I didn't care for Peckinpah at all. He was one of those little guys who tries to bully big guys, and he almost got his ass whipped for trying to do it to me. Every time I was going to throttle Peckinpah, Steve McQueen would come over and calm me down, like a brother would." Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast: Steve McQueen, Robert Preston, Ida Lupino, Ben Johnson. The Ballad of Cable Hogue, 1970. A hobo accidentally stumbles onto a water spring and creates a profitable way station in the middle of the desert. Production on the film fell weeks behind due to bad weather. When filming was suspended, director Sam Peckinpah, along with cast and crew, would drink. When filming finally wrapped, the bar bill came to over $70,000, equivalent to over $500,000 today. The chaotic filming wrapped 19 days over schedule and $3 million over budget, terminating Sam Peckinpah's tenure with Warner Brothers, Seven Arts, and caused permanent damage to his career. The critical and box office hits, Deliverance, 1972, and Jeremiah Johnson, 1972, were in development at the time, and Peckinpah was considered the first choice to direct them. His departure from Warner Brothers left him with a limited number of directing jobs. Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast: Jason Robards, Stella Stevens, David Warner, Strother Martin.
But knowing Cable, I suggest you do not take it.
Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, 1973. Pat Garrett is hired as a lawman on behalf of a group of wealthy New Mexico cattle barons to bring down his old friend, Billy the Kid. While making this film, Sam Peckinpah's alcoholism was so advanced that he would have to start the day with a large tumbler of vodka to stop shaking. He would be drinking grenadine by mid-afternoon. After that, he was too drunk to work. James Coburn recalled that Peckinpah was only coherent for 4 hours a day. Chris Christopherson and Sam Peckinpah had several heated arguments while making the film, and others on the set often thought they would fight physically. Peckinpah, always very confrontational, wanted to fight Christopherson, but said he feared Christopherson, a former Army Airborne Ranger, would kill him. Christopherson answered, "Yeah, Sam, I think you're right." In spite of this, Peckinpah referred to Christopherson as a great guy and said that working with him was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Director, Sam Peckinpah. Cast, James Coburn, Chris Christopherson, Richard Jekyll, Katie Dorado, Slim Pickens, Jack Elam. The Getaway, 1972. A recently released ex-con and his loyal wife go on the run after a heist goes awry. Sam Peckinpah's intake of alcohol increased dramatically while making the film, and he was fond of saying, "I can't direct when I'm sober." When Steve McQueen and Ali McGraw are standing outside the car and McQueen suddenly slaps her, the slap was unscripted. This is evident by McGraw's shocked reaction. Shot almost entirely in sequence. Director, Sam Peckinpah. Cast, Steve McQueen, Ali McGraw, Ben Johnson, Sally Struthers.
Hold it right there. Get those guns out on the street. Kick them over. Now lay down that gun.
What the hell's the matter with you?
Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, 1974. An American barroom pianist and his prostitute girlfriend go on a trip through the Mexican underworld to collect the bounty on the head of a dead gigolo. The only movie directed by Sam Peckinpah that he had final cut on. All the others were recut by the studios. Warren Oates copied Sam Peckinpah to play his part, right down to borrowing a pair of sunglasses from the director. With the exception of a few key people, the crew was entirely Mexican. Sam Peckinpah hired director of photography, Alex Phillips Jr., one of Mexico's premier cameramen. They bonded over a dislike for wide-angle lenses, an admiration for zooms and multiple camera setups. Peckinpah told him, "I make very few takes, but I shoot a lot of film because I like to change angles. I shoot with editing in the back of my mind." Director, Sam Peckinpah. Cast, Warren Oates, Isela Vega, Robert Webber, Gig Young. Ride the High Country, 1962. An ex-Union soldier is hired to transport gold from a mining community through dangerous territory, but what he doesn't realise is that his partner and old friend is plotting to double-cross him. Final film of Randolph Scott. He retired from acting once he saw the finished film, saying he wanted to quit while he was ahead and that he would never be able to better his work here. Sam Peckinpah, who tended to edit in his head as he went along, didn't shoot much extra coverage beyond the footage he knew he needed for each scene. After viewing the rushes, MGM management sent him a note. "Who do you think you are, John Ford?" Director, Sam Peckinpah. Cast, Joel McCrea, Randolph Scott, Mariette Hartley, Ron Starr.
I'll see you later.
Straw Dogs, 1971. A young American and his English wife come to rural England and face increasingly vicious local harassment. In the scene where David Sumner, Dustin Hoffman, first enters the local pub, director Sam Peckinpah was unhappy with the other actors' reaction to this stranger entering their world. Eventually, he decided to do one take, where Hoffman entered the scene without his trousers on. He got his reaction, and these are the shots shown in the final film. Before shooting, co-writer and director Sam Peckinpah instructed Dustin Hoffman and Susan George to live together for 2 weeks, with co-writer David Legan Goodman in tow. Some of their interactions during this period were worked into the film script. Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast Dustin Hoffman, Susan George, Peter Vaughan, T.P. McKenna. The Wild Bunch, 1969. An aging group of outlaws look for one big score as the traditional American West is disappearing around them. In an interview, Ben Johnson said that the Mexican women who frolicked with him and Warren Oates in the huge wine vats weren't actresses, but prostitutes from a nearby brothel, who were hired by Sam Peckinpah, so he could tell people that Warner Brothers paid for hookers for his cast. After filming the scene where Ernest Borgnine and William Holden sit by a campfire and the characters vow they wouldn't have it any other way, it was hard for director Sam Peckinpah to yell, "Cut," because he was crying. Director Sam Peckinpah. Cast William Holden, Ernest Borgnine, Robert Ryan, Edmund O'Brien. I hope you enjoyed the video. Seems like Peckinpah was not the easiest director to work with. A real character from a time past. Don't make him like that anymore. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
That's fun.
Interesting facts about famous people.